peace, greetings. What's going on? It's your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. And today I have a special guest. Well, actually two guests here. So I am going to be doing an interview with brother Jess Us from JesUSTV33 and also brother Elder Omar. So I want to I'm just gonna have some dialogues with them, just get to know the brothers and find out what they do as far as their background and just build from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring the brothers on here. All right, peace, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Gentlemen?
Yes,
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Maybe I'm on. Let me see if am I on mute. No, yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Yeah,
You hear me?
Okay.
great. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate that. So I'm very ecstatic to have you gentlemen here today. And I want to go ahead and get started. So I would like for you guys to tell me something about yourselves as far as your background and where you from and what type of work do you do. Starting with you, brother Jess.
Oh, Florida. I'm doing certified mechanic for over 20 years. Also got a show called Automotive Talks from Extend Your Car Life, where maintenance is definitely better than repair. Also deal with the consciousness, subconscious. I always believe in we can always change our world, based on the thoughts that we choose to be in. We enter different thoughts, different states of mind. And originally from the Bahamas.
Okay, you from the Bahamas. Wow, interesting. All right then. All right, Florida by the way of the Bahamas. What part of Florida are you located in, if you don't mind me asking?
Temple.
Okay, Tampa Bay, Florida. All right. All right then. Well, that's great. What about you, brother Elder Omar?
Yes, I'm Omar Shamsuddin. Uh,
Okay.
I've I'm a Muslim. Have been one for 50 years or so, and I'm also a part of the Mississippi Initiative, the B1, and I'm just here to learn and to share whatever I can share. And I'm from Louisiana in the United States, of course.
All right then. All right then. Well, salam alaikum, brother. It's wonderful to have you here.
Walaikum salam.
All right then. All right. So let me go ahead and get started. So now that I know a little bit about you guys' background, um, I know you was mentioning, brother Jess, about uh your I know you have two channels. I know you was telling me about the car extended life channel, and you also got the other channel that you deal with consciousness and whatnot. So let me ask you this: what made you started on both of those channels? Let's start with the first one about the Just Us TV 33. What made you start on that, and what subjects do you focus on, like your main subjects?
Well, again, like I said, as far as the main subject concerned, but the conscious, subconscious, doing things, just to put you in a sweet spot. So where you could be able to manifest things that you want in life. But everything starts with imagination. You always got to envision it first, have a clear road of seeing what you want, and you going forward with it. And as far as the just is concerned, at the end of the day, it's really just us. I mean, if we don't decide to put our pants on, skirt on, shoes on, slippers on, whatever gender you are on, and get it done, I mean, it wouldn't happen.
Right, right. Okay. Yeah, I have came across your channel, and you got quite interesting subjects that you focus on. I've seen the one that you did about black relationship.
Oh yeah,
I think I seen you did the one about what is consciousness or something like that. Um, yeah, you have a great one. Now, tell me, about the second channel, which is the Extend Your Car Life. Now, what exactly do you do on that channel? What do you teach on the channel?
Before I go there, I do want to mention the relationship part, which I think is very
Okay.
important as well. That we all have to know what we want, that what we believe we want. What I mean by is that a lot of times we get into a relationship and we believe that we know what the other person wants, or we believe we're doing the right things versus asking them, and through them we know what is right to be done. So I definitely always focus on us being doing the direct thing that is right to do to please the other person, because at the end of the day you're about pleasing them, not pleasing yourself for them. For the other part, what I focus on is maintenance. That's the goal for the extend your car life, which is stay maintenance is better than repair. You should not, and I suggest wait until your car breaks down. I mean, that's it sucks when you break down on the side of the road and open to get help. You may be stuck. You may be a female with kids or a man with kids, and somebody rob you, and women may be raped. You know, it's a dangerous situation. So why not sustain your car through maintenance? Just like your body, the car's like your second body. So you want to take care of yourself so you can move around, walk around healthy. Your car should be healthy as well too, as far as maintenance things that are concerned to it. So maintenance is surely better than repair.
Okay, okay. Now, I see there. Are you an advocate of STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics?
Oh yes, that's very important as well too. I mean, STEM is actually what controls the world and got the world running.
Mm, that's a fact. That's a fact. What about you, brother Omar? Do you have a channel? Is he there, brother Omar?
Uh, he's there, but or is he on mute?
I was on mute. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Now, I was asking, do you have a channel of your own that you have on YouTube that you do anything, or you in cahoots with brother Jess?
I come on Brother Just Us channel, and also the B1 initiative with you know with brother Maurice Muhammad, and I mean that's pretty much what I do. I don't have my own channel as of yet.
Okay. Okay. That's great. That's great. That's cool. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's get it in. All right. So now, all right. So brother Jess, there's some questions I have to ask you. Um, so let me ask you this. In your opinion, all right, what is consciousness, brother Jess?
Yeah, what was the question?
What is consciousness?
Oh, any type of state you in awareness. Just to me, just to be simple, just to be aware. Once somebody's aware of something.
Mm, okay. So do you think consciousness is plays a major factor in our lives as humans, as far as our character and how we think and how we how we deal with experiences and things of that nature?
Well, not the word conscious is how you saying it. No, because it's two sides to it. You got being a subconscious being and a conscious being, right? So the subconscious being definitely plays a direct part because from the womb, growing up, going to age 7, you taking in information. And from that pretty much shapes who you're going to be as a man and a woman. Subconsciously, now, you can make a change. If one understand themselves and the process of how to do it, you can make a change on, hey, I may not want to be this type of person. Consciously, I can say, well, I want to be this person. Then that character that you have developed and built That role you was playing as that actor changes it to another actor for another character that you decide to build.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. That sounds pretty deep. So consciousness can be subjective or objective, right? Or can it be both?
It's just state of mind. That's it. That's it. It's a state of mind. Depends on what state of mind you in.
Okay. Okay. Brother Omar. So how do you define consciousness? By you being a Muslim, Brother Omar. How do you see conscious? Do you see Allah as being consciousness, or do you see it being differently?
Uh, my my understanding is pretty much along the line with Brother Jess just mentioned, that consciousness is awareness. If a person is not aware, they obviously is not conscious. And the proof of that is when a person is in a coma, nobody said they're conscious, because they are not aware of their surroundings. However, there is an aspect of our being, which Brother Jess previously mentioned also, is the subconscious. Now, the subconscious is always, I guess one would say, like a receiver, of information, and it is connected more directly with our original self. And what do I mean by that? The mind scientists of the world, they talk about the reptilian brain that we have. Okay, and that is basically our emotional brain. It deals with flight, fight, and flight, you know. And oftentimes, what we find ourselves doing is the consciousness, the neocortex, which is what we relate to conscious, to with conscious. It is, they call it in the mind scientist world, the lion brain. Now, what do they mean by that? Is that, as Brother Jess previously mentioned, from from the womb to the age of 7, 8, 9 years old, we are basically being formed, because at that point we are not conscious thinkers, but we are conscious observers. We observe everything that we see within our environment around us, and that forms that reptilian brain. And the consciousness, our conscious, the neocortex, it does everything within its power to give that aspect of our being, that reptilian brain, any and everything that it wants. Whereas we will consciously rationalize anything to bring about peace and harmony with our reptilian brain. I hope that explains. Oh, now you asked another question about Allah.
Yes.
Um, yes. Now, my understanding of Allah is that Allah is something that is bigger than all that we know. I oftentimes think in terms of Allah being energy, Allah being what we call spirit, and Allah says in Quran that He has put it. I don't even like using the terminology He. That it has put a bit of itself in every thing within creation. That's whether we are human beings, whether it's a plant, whether it's water, whether it's light, whatever, that we call Allah has inputted a bit of its ruh, its spirit within all of us.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Pretty interesting. Um. Let's see. So now let me ask you guys this, and then this next question. So, what is your thoughts on metaphysics, Brother Jess? What is your thoughts on metaphysics? Where do you stand on that?
I definitely think that it is something that is being explored, and being looked into, but no one has an exact 100% handle on it.
I'm sorry, can't you repeat that again?
I said I think that it is definitely something that has been explored and looked into from a scientist perspective. There's theories based on it. So theory is not an actual fact. You know, people are trying to look into it and trying to understand it from the scientist world. Now, if you're looking from how do we manifest from an earthly plane, right? Is that you can look at it from the imagination state, bringing something from you imagine to the physical. I mean, there's nothing that we have on the physical world that we didn't imagine first. So if you're looking at medicine from that standpoint of view, then it definitely is something that could be usable. But from how scientists speak about it, I think they're still exploring it, trying to understand how things manifest and create and stuff like that.
Hmm. Okay, so now do you see metaphysics as being a philosophy versus science?
I definitely believe that the scientists are still exploring. So the exploring is not like they have a facts inside of it because science, of course they try to have like an instrument, something to measure to say that we can recreate versus something as if a person sits back and imagine the world he want to create. And within that imagination, something is birthed and they put it into reality.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So it's one of those questions of what, when, where, and how, and to what extent type of thing is what I'm getting at with you, correct?
As far as a scientist point of view or a person that using the
It's just far as
imagination to create the
metaphysics.
world.
It's just far as just metaphysics is concerned, just so I can have a clear understanding of basically it's just what, when, where, and how, and to what extent, right?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure how scientists uses it. I mean, if I use the term metaphysics, me personally, I use it from the imagination. But I'm just going off of what I've read. But some scientists have written that they use instruments and they trying to explore that world. I mean, I don't have their equipment and their ability to do what they're doing. But I put it
Okay,
from
so
my term. Go ahead.
okay, so let's just okay, because metaphysics is actually philosophy, more so than it is science. So let's say from a philosophical standpoint, just from a not just from a scientific standpoint, let's look at philosophical standpoint.
Hmm.
How do you go about viewing it in a philosophical way?
I mean, I would not use the word metaphysics and you putting it directly on me. I mean, that's not what I do.
Okay, no,
Like,
I'm
there's
just
things,
asking what's your philosophical interpretation of metaphysics is what I'm asking. Are you still there?
I'm here, but you're asking me a question that I
Oh,
really
okay.
don't really use in the way how you saying it. I'm saying the only way in which I've said is to imagination. If you decide to imagine something and you want to bring that to the physical world, you able to do that.
Okay. Okay then. All right. So let's go on to the next question. Now you deal with cars. Okay.
Correct.
So let me ask you, like, what type of cars do you deal with as far as like what type of car models? Do you deal with cars that's in the 80s, 90s, or in the modern era? And or which cars do you like to
Yeah, 80. Yeah, I mean the older versions, like you said, 90s, 80s, 2000, 2020s, Mazda, Honda, Toyota, BMW, you know.
Okay. Cool. All right. So now, which cars do you think are more efficient as of today? Do you think the model cars are more efficient or the older models, and why?
As far as efficient concerned, when it come down to burning fuel and economy, the newer model. As far as efficient concerned, as far as lasting longer, more stronger, the older model.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Let me ask you guys this. So with the situation that's going on with the COVID-19, and the Delta variant is taking place as well. Yeah, so what do you guys thought on the whole issue with the gas prices going up? And there was a recent situation that happened in certain states where uh, there wasn't enough gas available because of the gas pipeline or something. Um, how do you? I mean, what is your intake? What is you guys' intake on that as far as like the gas prices is concerned, and how the economy is being affected and things like that?
You go ahead, Amar. You good? If you want to get
Okay.
into that.
All right. Yes. My opinion on it is this, and that is that we have to realize that we live presently in a capitalistic society. So what that is saying is that anything that happens is always happens for gain. And that is that if there isn't a gas shortage, they're gonna make it one because they are astute enough to take every opportunity to make them money. They will use viruses, and and then they would turn around and say, we'll put a virus out there, and then we will create the vaccine for the virus, which we are going to make money on as well. So we have to realize that anything that happens in a capitalistic society is geared toward profit. It is just that simple.
Okay, so now you said they create something. Now, as far as the virus is concerned, why do you believe that the virus has been created versus the virus being here? Why do you think that they would have to go above and beyond to create a virus?
Okay, I mean, it is very well known within the scientific community that this that we call coronavirus was not a virus that affected human beings. It affected animals. What they had to do in the Wutan labs is that they had to adjust that particular virus in order for it to affect humans. That is not a natural potential of that virus.
Okay. Um, so you think it's a biochemical warfare? That's what you're saying. That's where you're getting at.
It is most definitely biochemical.
Mm.
Now,
Okay.
now and the reality, it might not come out right now, but I guarantee you that within the not too distant future, it's going to come out that is exactly what is going on, and that there are people who are responsible for over a 500,000 lives. And then
Mm.
and then they're going, and then they turn around and they mandate vaccines. Whoever heard of somebody paying you to be vaccinated?
Well, you don't think vaccine is very important, especially with the virus going on.
Well,
You don't trust the vaccine.
well, let me put it this way here. Myself personally, I do not trust white people. I do not trust that they have my best interests at heart. Now, in my studying us as a people, you know, I'm not so easily forgetting what happened in Tuskegee. I'm
Okay.
not I'm not forgetting what happened uh, with smallpox and things of that nature that they put in blankets. I mean, this is nothing new for them. This is nothing that is so far out of reach of what these people do. Now, personally, I'm not taking their vaccine. But if anybody want to take it, hey, that's one of the great things about being here. We have the right to say yay or nay. I'm not going to encourage anybody to take or not take. All I can tell people is that I myself personally will not take it.
Okay, I got you. Understood. Got you. All right, brother Jess. What do you say about the economy and the things that's going on with the, as far as the coronavirus and the pandemic that we in, and the gas and all of that?
I say we probably got 3 more years, everything be over with.
Say it again.
I said we probably got a good 3 more years for everything to be over with. Not completely, but at least be over with. Whereas we ain't gotta hear all the scary talk anymore.
Yeah. So okay, so you think that it's going to prolong a few more years? Is that's what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay. So how do you feel about the vaccination?
I have no feeling towards it.
Okay. Do you think it's necessary? I mean, would you be willing to take vaccine if you have to?
I really don't have no comment with that stuff. That's not in my world.
Okay. All right then. All right. So all right. So cool. All right. So anyway, so let me ask you this: how long have you been working on cars, bro, Jess?
Oh, over 20 years.
20 years. Okay. Cool. Do you have your own car dealership? I mean, well, not dealership. Your own auto shop.
No, I have my own auto shop.
Okay. 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 Great. So now let's talk about transmission and motors and engine. All right. Tell me what's the difference between the transmission, the motor, and engine, and what's their function?
Well, is what the engine is what get the car moving as far as a connecting to the transmission. So when you start up the car, you have a crank that spins around and it connects, but that's connected to the transmission. But because they work together, and the transmission helps the wheel to the axles. We might have a rear end axle, some call a drive shaft, or we got the front called a CV shaft. So when the engine is connected to the transmission and it turns, helps move the car forward or reverse.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Cool. Um. So now, what about the horsepower?
When you say whole, I mean, it depends. If you get a car from stock, some of it could be 200, 250 horsepower. If we decide to put stuff in it, some put nitro inside it. Do different things to super it up. It could go up to 500 horsepower. It's a lot of speed, so you gotta be careful. But some people love speed anyways. That they just go all out and get tickets, accidents, injure
Mm-hmm.
themselves, or some just do it for racing, make money.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. Now, also with the upgrade of technology, right? Now, you spoke about safety earlier. So with the upgrade of technology and with these items they putting in the cars, like of course, the upgrade of GPS and all these other devices. Um, do you think those things that they put into these modern cars are bringing more safety to people, especially like when it comes to like carjacking or any incident that's taking place?
I mean, I think one of the best upgrade they did is with the ability to locate the vehicle. Um,
Okay.
when you say carjacking, you talking about why the person is in the car or they just steal the car when nobody's there?
Like it could be either or. Let's just say like the person is in the car.
I mean, just keep the car door locked. The windows down, or you have the car door unlocked, and then we all know what areas are safe or not really. Pretty much to drive it.
Hmm. Now I'm gonna ask you another question. Uh, what is the most best car to drive, the stick or the auto?
That is really a person perspective. Because some people love it, and some people just ride like just hit the gas pretty much, and not have the shift and all that stuff. So that's really a personal thing for each person. It's not really to me the best kind of drive.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So let me ask you guys these questions about the current state of black men and black women. Um, as far as relationship wise. Now, I know that I seen the video about that was dealing with the relationship of men and women. Um, at the current state, do you think that there is a lot more improvement that needs to take place with African Americans or just black people in general, as far as like how we relate to each other, how we communicate, especially as men and women? I mean, what some areas can we improve in as a people?
You want to go first, Baloma?
Sure, why not? That's an interesting question. As a matter of fact, it's a good question. I think that it is my opinion that black men and black women have some work to do. Okay, and what I mean by that is we have some work to do on each other. The black man has some work to do on himself, and the black woman has work to do on herself, because we have to realize that this that we call America, this is basically an experiment, and we have to come to a consensus of how we are going to navigate through this experiment, because we're living in a society where pretty much any and everything goes, you know, and we're living in a society where the divorce rate is over 50%. So that means that men and women do not know how to get along with each other. And I think that it comes from that man and that woman not knowing necessarily how to get along with themselves, because we all have masculine and feminine within us, and if we can control the masculine and feminine within us, it will make it much much simpler for us to deal with people of the opposite gender.
Interesting. All right. Very interesting. So, brother Jess, what do you think that men and women and black people as a whole, what we need to work on to better improve ourselves?
I definitely agree with Baloma on the energy that we have inside of us, the emotional part, and I believe that because we have certain type of movements happen, like the feminist movement, more of the masculine energy will express to the woman, which now you're off balance, you're off nature. And you'll hear a female say, well, he's not man enough for me. There's no such thing in the nature world and the unnatural world that exists, because you're supposed to be more woman or feminine enough for him. Because if a man is at a level 7 and she chooses to be masculine at a level 7, then she's out of order, not him. But it happens, and then you also have things where, again, like I spoke earlier about the age growing up with the subconscious. There's things in our past lives that we never fix. And that's what we call broken people, right? But I don't too much like terms, because when we put terms on us, we kind of have an excuse. We kind of like don't want to dig into it. So if you have an issue that something, say something gets loud, and you just freak out. You not have to say to my, so you have to say to yourself, hey, what causes me to freak out? Let's not say that's me. That, because it's not. There's no such thing as you, because you is a character that you created. If you're the same person from 2 years ago, that's a problem. It's not just you. You created that character. You go update that character. So if something happens and you decide to freak out, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why can't I get along with this person? Why? What's going on? Now you have to go within yourself. What I mean by that is, think back on the situation that occurred to make you feel that way. Because there's a child in you that is still hurting, that you got to go back and hold his or her hand and let her know, or him, it is okay. And heal that wound, heal that emotion, heal that hurt. So that way, when you free yourself from that, now you can move as a free grown up.
Okay. Yeah. I think that communication is very important. We should be able to have some type of level of understanding with each other as men and women. Um, of course, we're not going to be just alike, because that's impossible. That's just not the way it is. So, men are going to do things different from women. Women are going to do things different from men. So we just have to be able to have a better communication and be able to draw the line where we can be able to find a common ground. Um, and so let me ask you guys, how do you feel about the current state that's going on as far as the president is concerned? What is your thought on the president? As far as President Biden and what he's currently doing as of right now, do you think that everything is you think it's going smoothly, or things are going awkward, or what?
I'm definitely not privy to that. So, brother Omar, if you want to speak on that, it's up to you.
Yes, I think that number one, I respect the office of president. Okay, now do I believe that President Biden is? I believe that he is running the country in the best interest of white folks. And I mean, he made he was very clear, during his campaign, that he's not going to just do something for blacks. And his running mate, Vice President Kamala Harris, she stated the same, that she will not do anything just for black people. So what that says to me is that black people have to realize that if it is to be, it's up to us. You know, we've got to say, hey, look here. We got to look at what the Jewish people do. We have to look at what the Italian people do. We have to look at what the Indians, what et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These people are thinking about themselves first. But for some reason, it appears that we think that we got to embrace everybody. We can't think about us first as they do. We are a second thought when it comes to everybody else. And they, in turn, should be a second thought when it comes to us. I don't want to hear anything about any other ethnic group before black people right here in this country. Do not want to hear it and not interested in it. You know, I believe that I know I'm getting away from the question because I don't believe that they are concerned about us. They're concerned about everybody else. They're concerned about the Hispanics. They're concerned about the LGBTQ. They're concerned about everybody but the indigenous children of the ex-slaves here in this country. And we have got to say, so be it. If that's the game you want to play, we all play it.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Did you want to add on to that, or brother Jess? Did you want to add on?
No, no, I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay. Okay. So also, there's been some events that has been taking place. Of course, you guys heard about the earthquake that's happening over there in Haiti that happened yesterday. And so, as far as the earthquake and the situation is concerned with Haiti, how do you guys feel about that?
Okay. My my thoughts on that is that Haiti has a lot of oil under the ground. It is stated that Haiti has more oil than Venezuela. You know, however, it's not benefiting the Haitian people. So not only that, there is also a meteorite fell in Haiti. The metal that is a whole mountain of a meteorite. The metal that is there is the metal that they use to put on spaceships to send them out in space. So what is happening? I think that everything that's happening to present day in Haiti is planned because they want the oil that is there and they want that meteorite that's there, that mountain of meteorite. That's why the American government has put a huge embassy in Haiti. So we have to we again, it's going back to what I mentioned earlier, is that everything in a capitalistic society just don't happen. It is something that is planned. So, oh man, well, how do they plan an earthquake? They have machines that can manipulate the weather, the structure of the earth, anything that they want to at will. They can determine where and when they cause catastrophes to happen. Just think about it. Why all of a sudden that there are so many hurricanes, so many tornadoes, etc., etc., etc.
Well, let me ask you this. Don't you think that it has something to do with natural disaster?
What is a natural disaster?
Mean that don't you think that you don't believe that earthquakes and tornadoes, you don't think that these things happen naturally? You don't think they are natural occurrence?
They are natural occurrences. I mean, with earthquakes, it deal with the shifting of the plates on within the earth. The but I don't attribute all that is happening to natural disasters. Let me put it that way.
Hmm.
I believe that there are people within our governments, and I'm saying governments because it is not just America. I mean, you have what you call the G20 and the G8. These are conglomerates that make this.
D20 and what else? D8.
Pardon me.
You said D20 and D8.
G. The letter G is in a goat.
G8. What is that? So explain to listen on what is G8 and D20.
These are countries that that run the earth at present. These are countries that runs all of the governments. The G stands for government. Okay, that runs all of the governments around this planet. Now, in the United Nations, we have like 171 governments there, but only 20 to 8 has any say. What's wrong with that picture?
So you think they have something to say when it came to this hurricane that happened in Haiti?
Let me put it this way. Since I don't have definitive proof, I can say I believe that.
Okay, I got you. Got you. Got you. All right. Got you. Got you. So brother Jess, what is your whole take on what's happening right now with Haiti as far as the earthquake taking place yesterday and whatnot?
I don't have any factual information on that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. All right then. Well, all right, gentlemen. I appreciate you guys for being on here. I do appreciate the dialogue. Anything else that you want to say before I go ahead and end it?
Um, what I would one thing that I would like to say with your permission,
Okay.
is that the black man and woman here in this country, we need to become conscious and observe what is happening within this country. You know, and what do I mean by that? I mean right now there is gentrification happening all across America, and with that gentrification, guess who's being moved? Blacks. You know, I
Right.
think I think I'm sorry.
I was agreeing with you.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I think what we might have to do is as black people is right now the South is wide open. The South is where most of the blood of our ancestors soils the ground. So we might want to say, okay, look, it is less expensive to live in the South than it is in the North, than it is out west, than it is in the Northeast, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we might want to begin to think in terms of coming where we are. In fact, if you would pull up a map and see where is the heaviest black population in this country, you'll find that it runs from Texas up to DC, like a big L shape. And what we have to do is say, okay, since you white people want the North, because you're kicking us out of it anyhow, and you're making it so that we can't even afford to live there, then get the hell out of there and move south where you can live more sensibly on a smaller income. I used to live in New Jersey, and I was paying $7,000 to $8,000 in taxes a year. I moved to Louisiana, and I pay $600 a year in taxes, home taxes.
Hmm. That's very interesting. Very interesting.
It's
All right.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Go ahead. What was you going to say?
No, I'm just thinking that what we have to do is that we have to start planning and stop waiting for someone else to do for us. That is something that we can do ourselves. Because if we sit back and we wait for white people to give us reparation, maybe once all of these old guys is in the Congress and what have you die out, maybe their children will think about it. But we can't sit back and wait for that, because let me share this one thing with you, my lovely sister, and that is this: is that we have 35 to 40 million people in this country right now. What happens if 40 million people give $1 a week? We can buy up land all across the South. We can build down south, and we can live comfortably. Just imagine 40 million people giving $1. That's $40 million a week. That's $160 million a month. That is $1,600,000,000 per year. What can't we do? We don't have to wait for reparation. We can create our own reparation. But we've got to get out of the mind frame, the mindset of trying to be like white folks.
You said we can create our own reparation. How?
If $40 million give $1 a week, that's $40 million a week. And we take that 40. We're not interested at this particular moment in enriching individuals. We're talking about building something for the people. And that means that, okay, well, look, well then Black Lives Matters, they got $100 million, and we don't know what happened to it. If we don't know what's happened to it, it's our fault, because we should not sit back and allow that to happen. But what we're doing, we're looking and waiting for someone else to do something for us. Get together, put our heads together, put a committee together, so that can't no one or two people touch the money, and then go ahead and build. I don't mean to get so excited, but this is something that interests me.
Okay. You good. Brother Jess, is there anything that you want to say? Any last thoughts you want to say?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I definitely do believe that we should go our separate ways and do our thing. Um, how that's gonna actually happen? So think about it, because you need to literally own something when you separate yourself, not to have to pay any land tax. Because then at the end of the day, who still owns that you think you own? You know, you buy a house, you pay it off, you don't pay the land tax, it get takes away. So is it really owning, which can be passed on to a generation? You know, so I'm not knocking no ideas of anyone have on getting together and building and probably put money together and things like that. But I'm looking at the idea of how do you literally own it, not feel you own it in a way, and you still got to give reference to the hierarchy, but it's actually yours. And also, I'm in the mindset that we all definitely have to first know who we are first, that we are energy source. Like, we have to actually know that you are not literally the flesh. You're not that. But the flesh is the avatar. And you are energy itself. And I'm not going to go too deep into it, but we first need to know our essence. Because once we understand our essence, we're not going to be afraid of this so-called death and moving to liberation. But there are things that are hindering us because we don't know who we are. So I'm going to leave it there. And I want to thank you, Sister, for allowing us to come on the show as well too. Definitely appreciate it and the questions.
Okay. You are so welcome. Oh, there's a comment I want to read. It says enemy domain will take your land quick too. Plus, there needs to be jobs there or jobs created wherever Black people plan to move collectively. What's your response to that comment?
I agree. with that totally. The thing that we have to realize is this, right? If we go to Utah, right? The Mormons control Utah. Now, when it comes down to eminent domain and all of that, that is all a local thing. It would take nothing for us to move into the southern part of the country that is already overpopulated with us. We will be controlling those governments. We will be controlling those cities. We will have control of that. We don't have to worry about eminent domain because will be in the position to be the lawmakers. That's possible within this country. It has already been
Mm.
done. And to deal with the job thing. Hey, look, man, don't you know that if you have a situation set up where we are getting $40 million a week, we can create jobs. Why? Because we all have to eat. We all have to buy clothes. We all have to brush our teeth. We all have to buy toilet paper. There is nothing stopping us from doing those things. We can create the jobs.
Okay.
So I have a quick question for the brother. I know, we closing out. So you're saying that when black people move in a certain area, get voted in,
Hmm.
have the ability now to change rules. So you're saying that they're gonna change the rules in the favor of black people, or you mean change the rules to be more equal to anyone to make something happen? How you thinking that?
Mind you, in this
The reason,
country,
the reason why I ask it because I'm pretty sure they ain't gonna be 100% black people when in
whoever
any area.
whoever lives in the area gets the same benefits.
But
We're
and
not we,
changing the,
we're not but what is wrong with making laws that are more favorable to us? The white people already make laws that are not favorable to us, and it gets
I agree
by.
with that. No, no, brother, what I'm trying to understand is you want the law to be equal to everybody to succeed, or you just want the law directly to black people? That's what I want to understand.
We can't we have to be bigger than our oppressors were. There should be equality. We do not want equality. We want equality. We want
Okay,
justice.
okay.
We
And
want
if I
taxes.
okay, and if I jobs, if someone has a house, that land tax could go somewhere to create something for people, schools and hospitals, and seeing where the system is set up, but it's gonna be ruled underneath a black person. Say,
No, it's not. It's going to be ruled underneath laws. LAWS. We have to get beyond just thinking in terms of personalities. This country is set up on laws, and there is nothing wrong with a country or a city or a state being set up on laws. Because once we do that, then what we have to realize is that if anybody else can do it, so can we.
okay, but in this case, it's gonna be equality. More you aiming for?
Now, what I would suggest to anyone is that when they get up and they go down to Washington D.C., they go down to these local cities and they talk equality to these people, then talk it to us.
All right.
Just,
So, brother,
just work where he lives. Uh,
yeah.
I, I am retired. Elder Omar is retired. And he's set for life. He don't have to work for anybody because I believe in what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us back in the day, and that was to do for self. And by me thinking that way and living that way made my life a whole lot easier in my old age. And for and just nobody's asking, but I'm 69 years old.
Okay. So another person have a question. Do you receive
No,
government payments for your retirement?
uh, no, I received Social Security money that I put in when I was working.
I'm trying to see the white
Oh,
man
okay
helping him.
then. Okay then. Cool. Okay. All right. Um. So other than that, I appreciate you guys, you gentlemen, for coming on here and building with me. I really do. It was just I feel like it was something that was it was needed, and I actually I'm actually glad that I was able to hear from both of you guys, especially the elder. You had a lot to say. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a good one,
And thank you,
and
sir.
thank you for coming on here.
Appreciate it.
All right, then. Thank you, brothers. All right, then. I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy.
Okay.
All right, peace.
Okay, peace.
All right. So you guys, thank you all for tuning in. For those of you that was watching, I really appreciate that a lot. Thank you guys for checking out my channel. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell, share my channel, and check out the contents. That was a very interesting conversation, and I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. So until next time, you guys take it easy. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm logging off. So may peace and power and elevation be to all of you. And I will reconnect with you guys again. All right. It's okay, Santavo, but you here. You can watch the video from the very beginning, check it out. And if you got anything you want to ask or you got anything you want to say, you can leave a comment on the video. So yeah, just check it out from the very beginning. All right. Until next time, may peace and power be to all of you. And I will reconnect with y'all later. And please be safe. Take it easy during this pandemic. And that's that. All right. Peace.